This is Lakshmi. Hope all are fine. In today's video, I am going to discuss about positional isomerism, which is very easiest topic and important topic under isomerism. Okay, let's begin with the definition first. Positional isomerism. Compounds are having same molecular formula but differ in their position of substituents or multiple bonds or functional groups. Okay, I am writing the definition here. What is the definition first? It arises due to difference in their position of multiple bonds. Position of multiple bonds means either double bond or triple bond. Multiple bonds. Next one is functional group. And third one is substituents. Everybody make a note for this. Definitely you feel very easy while solving the questions. Now, I am taking one example. I will discuss everything. Here multiple bonds. Multiple bonds is nothing but double bond, triple bond. With respect to this one also you can speak. Functional groups. Functional groups already video I have uploaded. OH group, alcohols, carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid is that is chain terminating functional group. It never shows positional isomerism. It shows only chain isomerism. So that note point I will give you later. OH group, chlorine group, fluorine, bromine, iodine. So like that groups, functional groups, if you introduce those cases, it erases. Those cases it can show positional isomerism. And substituents. Substituents is nothing but like 1-propanol, 2-propanol. That cases also, in that cases also it can show positional isomerism. One by one I will discuss. First example. Example 1. C4H8 molecular formula. With this we have to write alkenes. We are writing alkenes. C4. C4 means how many carbons, students? Sorry. What is the root word, students? Yes. That is bute. Right? 4 carbons I have arranged it like this. In chain isomerism T, I have taken 4 carbons and butane. That is C4H10. Right? But here what I gave C4H8. H8 means here 2 hydrogens is less. Now see 4 carbons and how many hydrogens? 5, 7 and see 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hydrogens. Right? This is what we call it as 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we call it as 1-butene. With the same molecular formula, you can write another one. CH3, CH double bond, CH, CH3. What is this? We call it as 2-butene. 2-butene. This is 1-butene, this is 2-butene. Here same number of carbons, same number of hydrogens. Position of the multiple bonds is different. Here second position, here first position. So that we call it as positional isomerism. See, root word is no change. Root word, bute, no change. If chain changes are there, in previous class what I have discussed, chain changes is there. So that is chain isomerism. But here chain is not changing. What is that? Position of double bonds are changing. This is called it as positional isomerism. Hope everybody clear. Let me take another example. C4H9Cl. C4H9Cl. So can you tell what is the definition? What is the compound structural formula? CH2, CH2, Cl. Is it 1-chlorobutane? Yes or no? Where is the substituent? This is chlorine. This is chlorine is not carbon. Don't take numbering from here. Okay, some of the students are taking like that. It's wrong. We have to take numbering here. Why we are giving numbering here? Why don't you take it is for we have to give, with respect to this one we are speaking, this is a functional group for us now. With respect to this, least number you can give. That's why you can start numbering like this. Next, finally, what is this? We call it as, yes, 1-chlorobutane. 1-chlorobutane, right? Very good. Now come back to the next example. Okay, let me complete this one. With this molecular formula, you can write another one. This is what we call it as, students. Yes, 2-chlorobutane, right? So 2-chlorobutane. 1-chlorobutane, 2-chlorobutane. But, root word is no change. Chain is not changing. Here first position chloro, second position chloro. 1-chloro, 2-chloro. That's all. Within 1 second we will get the answer. So that is positional isomerism. Clear point? So hope everybody understood this one. It's very easy topic. Sometimes they will give common names also. This is one of the frequently asking question. It's common name. Secondary N-butyl chloride. Secondary butyl chloride and N-butyl chloride. Secondary butyl chloride and N-butyl chloride. See, this is N-butyl chloride. N-butyl chloride. And this is what we call it as secondary butyl chloride. See, with the common names also they will ask. Students, they will see like this. Here butyl, here butyl. Okay. So, say root word is no change. N-butyl chloride, secondary butyl chloride. See, second position. Secondary butyl is nothing but secondary carbon having chlorine. This is secondary carbon, right? This is secondary carbon. Why? This carbon attached to 2 carbon atoms, secondary carbon. This is primary carbon, N-butyl chloride. So, finally, what I am trying to say here, root word is no change. Root word no change. Only position of locant, position of substituents is change. That is positional isomerism. Within seconds we will get the answer, and always we have to check it. IUPAC names. Okay. Now next, third one. 1-propanol, 2-propanol. Okay. So I am giving molecular formula C3H7OH. With this molecular formula, I am writing 2 alcohols. The alcohol 1, this is, we call it as 1-propanol. 1-propanol. Okay. This is OH group. Suffix name ol. 1, 2, 3. So first carbon having OH group, that's why 1-propanol. What about 2-propanol, students? CH3, CHOH, CH3, right? This is what we call as 2-propanol. 2-propanol. 1-propanol, 2-propanol. Root word no change. Only position of substituent, position of functional group change. That's all. This is what we call it as positional isomerism. Clear? Now, one most important note point, students. Most important note point. If chain terminating functional groups are there, let me write the note point first. Note 1. If functional group is chain terminating functional group. Chain terminating functional group. If functional group is chain terminating functional group, those are never exhibit positional isomerism. Never exhibit positional isomerism. Let me give one example. 1-butanoic acid. 1-butanoic acid. See, butanoic acid. CH3, CH2, CH2, C double bond OH. This is chain terminating function group. Detailed explanation, previous videos I had given. Please go through that. This is what we call it as 1-butanoic acid. Right? Okay. Now, no need to write generally 1-butanoic acid. Why? Because that is only chain terminating function group we can write. But next one here. With the same molecular formula, we'll write the next isomer. Yes, I'm writing here. Check it. Just write like a chain here. COOH. Okay. CH2. CH. This is what? CH. Chain terminating function group, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whether we are selecting longest chain or doesn't matter if function groups attached. We have to include the function group, least number we have to give. If chain terminating function groups are there, that from that carbon we have to start numbering. Already I had explained in the previous video. Finally, what is this IUPAC name? 2-methyl, yes, 2-methyl. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon, 5 carbons I had given. 1 second, students. Let me change it. Yes. CH. 1, 2, 3. 2-methyl propanoic acid. Is it same molecular formula or not? Check it. Here how many carbons? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Okay. Next, how many oxygen? How many hydrogens? 5, 7, 8. C4, H8, O2. O2 means generally acids only. 2 oxygens. Here, what is the molecular formula? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons. How many hydrogens? 3, 4, 5, 3, 8. 8. Next, 2 oxygens. That's all. With the same molecular formula, I have written 2 structures. These 2 are chain isomers. It's not positional isomers. Chain isomers. Here 1, here also 1 only. 1 propanoic acid. 2-methyl, 1 propanoic acid. See here root word changes. Butanoic acid, propanoic acid. Root word change. So finally what I am trying to say, if chain terminating functional groups are there, never shows positional isomerism. Clear? This is mains level question. Mains and NEET is perfect. Who are seeing our videos, I think you all people understood methodology. So while solving questions itself, I am covering the concept. And next one, JEE and NEET concepts also I am covering. And IP exams and the PU exams, KSET, MSET, everything I am covering. Even who are writing in Tamil Nadu, all the preparation, all students who are preparing for competitive exams, useful videos I am doing, please share to all the people. And definitely they will get more benefit during exam. Now, next one. I am giving some questions here. Everyone try this one. Another note point. Note point 1 I have written. Note point 2. Suppose alkynes. Alkynes shows positional isomerism. Minimum 4 carbons required. Minimum 4 carbons required. Minimum 4 carbons required to show positional isomerism. To show positional isomerism for alkynes. For alkynes. Alkynes. Clear? That's it. Okay. Now try this one. Alkynes 4 carbons. 1, 2, 3. This is what we call it as students 1-butene. Right? And what about this one? Yes. This is 2-butene. Minimum 4 carbons required to show positional isomerism in case of alkynes. Whereas chain isomerism, previous case I had given no 5 required. Okay. Now, next one. Sometimes they will ask questions like this. 1-butanamine, 2-butanamine. 1-butanamine, 2-butanamine. 1-butyramine and 2-butyramine, what type of isomer? Okay, third question. What is my question? 1-butyramine and 2-butyramine. 2-butyramine are 1-butyramine, 2-butyramine are what type of isomers? Can you give answer within 1 second? Bute. Root word no change. Chain no change. 1-butyramine, 2-butyramine. Position changing. Then it is positional isomers. That's all. Clear, students? With this, all the questions I have covered. If root word change means definitely that is chain isomerism. Position of locants, functional groups, multiple bonds, anything is changing, that is positional isomerism. Chain isomerism, positional isomerism both plays very important role. And the next isomerism I am going to explain, functional isomerism. Functional isomerism. Next video I am going to explain functional isomerism. But before coming to the next video, please everyone go through these two videos and you will understand more better functional isomerism. Otherwise, some confusions will start. With single question, they're asking, they're framing, single concept, they're framing variety questions. Different type of questions they're framing. So that's the reason, before going to that concept, everybody must watch chain and positional isomerism and prepare well. Thank you, students. Thanks for watching.